Good morning, children. I'm making this small video to explain you about all about third century crisis as we are running sort of the time. So I'm making this video. Please go through this video and try to understand the topic. This third century crisis of Roman Empire is a 3 marks topic. You can expect a 3-mark question from here. At the same time, you can expect some objective type questions also from this part. Okay. I already told you in my last class that first 2 centuries after the foundation of Roman Empire by Augustus in around 27 BCE, first 2 centuries were considered as the centuries of the peace and prosperity, leaving one that notorious year which we have already discussed, that 69 CE, which was a bit problematic year. But apart from that, rest of other periods were considered as the period of peace and prosperity of Roman Empire. But 3rd century was really a century of a crisis for Roman Empire. I will just tell you in details, point by point. Please note it down and try to note down the points and take this point as a hint to make the note for 3 marks. Okay, I'll tell you, Roman Empire in this 3rd century CE. 3rd century CE means from 201 to 300 CE. Okay, this entire period is will be termed as 3rd century CE. Okay, so from the beginning of the 3rd century, Roman Empire started facing a number of challenges. Challenges was not a single challenge, one challenge was not there. It was a number of challenges from all the sides. Okay, you just imagine the empire, northern boundary of Roman Empire starts with river Rhine and river Danube, and above river Rhine and river Danube there are the territories of Germany. Okay, although it was not known as Germany like what we understand today, but yes, it was the ancient German places. And towards the eastern side it was the Iranian Empire, and we know about the relationship between the Roman Empire and Iranian Empire. Okay, so considering this, this 2 side, north side and the eastern side of Roman Empire was actually the source of problem, source of crisis during the 3rd century CE. Okay, let me tell you in points. First, you can write is that by the beginning of the 3rd century, Roman Empire or Roman emperors found itself fighting with different enemies at different fronts at the same time. Okay, just for example, take an example of India. Today India is also in a bit problematic situations. We have some enemies in our west, we have our enemies in the north also. Suppose, take an example, if India have only one enemy, that is Pakistan, then India can easily fight against it. Okay, India can concentrate on this part only, this side only, and they can mobilize their army and they can deal with the enemy there in the western front or Pakistan. But if India have to fight against Pakistan in the west, China in the north, and some other countries in the east, chalo maan lete Bangladesh in the east, and Sri Lanka or some other country in the west, at the same time, then it is a bit problematic. Rather, it's a serious problem for India if it has to happen, or it happened in any course of time. Okay, similarly, this Roman Empire find itself facing different enemies at different front in this 3rd century. Okay, what happened towards the east? By around 225 CE, a new dynasty appears there. They were known as Sasanians, and Sasanians were the powerful and aggressive people. Aggressive dynasty was ruling Iran by that time. And within very short period of time, within 10 or 20 years of controlling of the power of Iran or this territory by Sasanian, it started moving towards the west. Okay, crossing the Euphrates rivers, they started moving towards the west, means they started moving towards the territories of the Roman Empire. They started, taking away the territories which was under the control of Roman Empire before. There was one ruler, like, within just 15 years, it is said just within 15 years. And there was one ruler called Sapur I. What Sapur I says, he was an Iranian ruler and he claimed that he had inherited Roman army of 60,000 and even captured the eastern capital of Antioch. Matlab, as per the Sapur I, he said that around 60,000 of Roman army was actually, killed and destroyed and captured by the Iranian. Okay, Iranian ne or Sapur I ne kya kiya? Around 60,000 of Roman army was captured and killed and defeated, and even captured the capital of Antioch, eastern capital of Antioch. It was a serious problem. Okay, the problem does not end here. Towards the north, that was the problem to the Roman Empire was being created by the Germanic tribes. Before 3rd century, those Germanic tribes were, there were a number of Germanic tribes like Goth, Visigoth, okay, and others are, I'll just tell you, Alemanni, Franks, Goth, Visigoths. These are some of the Germanic tribes. They were separate, they were independent before, and before 3rd centuries, all these Germanic tribes were of their own. Goths were fighting against the Visigoths, or the Franks were fighting against the Goths and Visigoths. So there was internal problem among themselves. So that is why they were not organized, they were not united, they were divided into their own smaller groups. But by 3rd century, they became the confederacy. They formed the confederacy. They came together, they joined together, and they were united, and they become a big power now. So once they are united and they formed the confederacy, now they started moving towards the south, crossing river Rhine and river Danube. In the east, Sasanian Empire was stretching towards the Roman Empire to the west, and from the north, these Germanic tribes started moving towards the south. And remember, children, these Germanic tribes were described as barbarians. They were barbaric. They were just inhuman. Okay, they don't spare anything. They don't think anything. Rather, they kill everything they found in the way. They destroy everything in the way. They were barbarians, and these barbarians started moving towards the Roman Empire, adding to the problem. So this is second problem being faced by the Roman Empire. Now, third, because of this Germanic tribes' aggression from the north and Sasanians' aggression from the east, now the Roman Emperor have to give up many territories, and some of those territories were very prosperous territories also. And if you have to give up these prosperous territories, it means that you are facing economic problem, right? Now the third problem what Roman Empire faced during this period of time is that somewhere around, look at that, yes, the rapid succession of the emperors in the 3rd century, 25 emperors in 47 years. So in and around this 3rd century, maybe by 220s onward, within 47 years of time, 47 is not a much longer period. You can normally expect within 47 years you can expect 2 or 3 rulers ruling a territory. Okay, अगर आप किसी को 20 years का भी time देते हैं तो you can see that there are 2 rulers ruling the territory for about 47 years. But see here, within this 47 years of time, 25 emperors came and go in Roman Empire. 25 emperors were changed in Roman Empire. It means that there was serious problem. So, within 47 years, 25 emperors means one emperor did not even rule for 2 years. And just imagine, if a rulers will come for about 2 years, then you can understand the crisis, you can understand the situations here. Okay, so that is why, because of all these problems faced by Roman Empire in the east, problem faced by Roman Empire from the northern side, and the internal problems of the Roman Empire because of the changing of the rulers. So many rulers, say 25 rulers within 47 years of time. Historians considered 3rd century as a century of crisis for Roman Empire. That is exactly what is known as 3rd century crisis in Roman Empire. Thank you, children. Hope you will understand it, and I will request you to go through it once again and एक बार पढ़ लो, फिर एक बार मेरा वीडियो दोबारा से देख लो. I hope you will understand. Thank you.